guys, good morning. It's cold this morning. When I say cold, I mean like it's barely above freezing. And I looked out my window after I got up and I remembered I forgot I have all of these jalapeno and serrano and chili peppers that I never finished harvesting because I literally threw these plants in. They were given to me. They were almost dead. They have been so just plentiful this year. But I forgot about them because they weren't by my other things. They're actually in my herbal garden where I grow all of our herbs for eating and for medicinal things. So anyway, this morning I'm harvesting them because I want to preserve them. And yeah, so I'm bundled, gloves, hat, my big orange sweater on, socks, holding on to my Birkenstocks as long as I can, even though these are actually my daughter's and they're slightly too small. And I'm gonna harvest the peppers. Okay, I took you with me in my, hold on a second, I have to close a window. I took you with me, now I need my coffee. Oh goodness. Let's just start that all over. Welcome back to Haven Hill. Can you believe it? A whole nother vlog coming up. I go 5 months without doing one. And now you have 2 less than a week apart. That feels slightly miraculous to me. Anyway, I'm Meg. If you are new in this space, I am Meg. And I am still harvesting. We have had temperatures, well, really hardly anything, but we've had multiple nights now below freezing. Good morning. Hi. This is Riggins. Oh, and there's Willow. So our sunroom greenhouse, which is where you are with me right now, is an absolute disaster. This is where we start our seeds. This room existed before, I mean, it was just here when we bought this place. And it is an absolute disaster right now. But we will get to it shortly in preparation for a long, cold winter. And right now it's actually full of, well, leaves that have blown in, and then it's full of tomatoes that I had to cut from the vines early. Hey, do you just want to put that outside? Tomatoes that I had to cut from the vines early because, I don't know about you, but where we are, Central Illinois, Garden Zone 5B, we had an unusually beautiful August, but here's a couple more, but an unusually cool August. So our evenings were like in the 50s, many, many nights, which what that did is it left me with a lot of tomatoes at this stage. This is a Black Beauty tomato that just couldn't fully ripen on the vines, or they started and then they were left with some green. Or these have been down here. Let me see if I can find one. Yeah, we picked tons of these. These are, I am 100, our chickens removed all of our signs. I couldn't remember the names of all of them. Paul Robeson. Is Paul Robeson a yellow tomato? I don't even recall anymore. Anyway, lots of these, which are now like this. So most all of these, I can show you in just a second, most all of these were already blushing, and we just brought tons of them down, sitting on the window ledge, on a table in the sunlight to continue to ripen. Let me just show you. So many. A bunch of these can go head upstairs and we'll eat them, or we will freeze them. A wagon full that I'm pretty sure a critter got into, because there were some that had some pretty significant bites out of them. And yes, more here at my son's table. He built that little Bronco, so fun. So that's the tomato wealth that we have this year. We already have so many frozen. What I do when I'm freezing my tomatoes, I actually put them in my food processor. Sometimes I'll make salsa. Sometimes I'll make, sometimes I'll put them in a food processor with onions and peppers, or just onions. And then that is like becomes a base for most any soup, any sort of, if you're into casseroles, any sort of spaghetti, pizza sauce, it becomes my base for all of it, and it's delicious. And it's so simple. I am not set up to can yet, though I would love to be. I'm just not yet. So that has been for the last several years, many years actually, how I've preserved tomatoes. But today, it's all about the peppers. My serranos, my chilies, my jalapenos. I've already done one big batch with them. I went out and harvested the rest of them. So many different kinds. Most of these pepper plants were given to me from a local gardener who was going to throw them away. She works at our local True Value, and she just had all these plants that nobody purchased. I'm like, oh, I'll take them. She goes, they're gonna need some TLC. And I told her, I don't care. You guys, we harvested tons of them. Now our green, yeah, a beautiful red one. Our green peppers, I literally got 2 this year. But not all of our hot peppers. Our hot peppers were just really, really great this year, a really good harvest. So, hey, would you go grab me the jar upstairs of the red pepper that we already made, the red pepper powder. You'll see it on the black shelf. See if you can find it. So that's what I'm doing this year. Our family does not love eating hot peppers, but we like them in things like soup or chili or whatever. So what I did, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, as I had another basket, probably about this size full, and I dehydrated them. It took about 2 days to dehydrate, and to be honest, it didn't smell lovely. So I'm gonna do it in my garage, or I might do it down here over the next 24 hours or so. And I'm going to dehydrate them, and then I put them in our food processor, and I just processed the heck out of them. And now we have our own chili powder. And it's really a mixed powder because it's not just chili peppers, so a mixed pepper powder. And I made a big pot of chili recently. Just put probably a little less than a tablespoon in it. Guys, it has some kick, but it was delicious. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do with these, since most of my kids, like if I let this grow longer, although it's done now, and I stuff them, I do not think my kids would eat them. I think it would be too much heat for them. So, but they love it in chili powder. It's so good for you, so good for your immune system. So I'm going to set up my dehydrator, and that's what I'm gonna be doing with the rest of these, and then I'll just put them in the jar. Super simple. Okay, let me show you what else is going on in our space here. This has been seed collecting area. So all of these are hollyhocks. They were beautiful this year. So I collected a bunch. I've actually already sprinkled a bunch in our ground. That's the really great thing about hollyhocks. You see, that's the seed. My neighbor taught me this. She used to grow the most beautiful hollyhocks. At the end of every season, she'll take some of these seed pods, crack them open, and just sprinkle them on the ground. So that means every year you're going to have blooms. We have already collected, we have really, really good cilantro this year. So we'll focus. There's some cilantro seeds, my pesto basil seeds, and my sweet marjoram seeds. I actually brought one of my sweet marjoram plants in. I'm gonna try to keep it going all year. I don't know if that'll happen. Okay, Reagan's just brought me down our jar of well, like I said, mixed pepper. Let me get a little bit better light here. There we go. Our, not just chili peppers, but our mixed peppers. And I did leave the seeds in. And I'm just gonna leave the seeds in with these two. It's simple, delicious, but it definitely makes it more hot. So then I will just add, this was probably one full dehydrator. Like we have the 4-tier dehydrator, just a really simple one. This was full, and this one, my guess, this will be pretty full. So we'll just add them to there. And this should last us, I mean, I would think a solid year because we don't use it a ton. But this is something that really anybody could do. If you are looking for very simple ways to preserve things, using a dehydrator with peppers, because usually hot peppers are pretty easy to grow. Okay, hey guys, I'm back. I had computer. This is not a computer. This is a camera. I had camera issues. My battery died. I wanted to finish telling you though about these peppers, so I thought I would come back. But my camera died because when it gets really cold, the battery just does not hold on. Not with this camera, anyway. And then we just get busy with life and school, and then we also had a birthday girl to celebrate. Her birthday was over the weekend, and then usually around their birthday, we let our kids pick a meal to do. She always picks Panera, lunch or breakfast. And then this birthday was special because she wanted to go get her ears pierced. This is actually the second time. She got them pierced many years ago when she was really little. And they just did not heal well for whatever reason. So this is attempt number 2.
Sorry.
Hi, you're fine. This is my big guy. Hey, can you say hi?
Hi.
He's headed to work. Chick-fil-A, remember Alda? My pleasure, mine. Love you. We'll see you later. So anyway, I wanted to show you just how I set this up. Actually, I'm going to turn it off here a minute. I just started this. Last time I did peppers, I think I said this earlier. Last time I did these peppers, I turned it into a, well, chili pepper powder. But it's actually more than just chili peppers. So there's chili, serrano, jalapeno, and I think just those 3. Last time I did it, I had it in our kitchen, and even I was like, okay, after a while, you actually almost felt your eyes burning. I do leave the seeds in most of them because I want it to be a good hot pepper for whatever we put it in. And it just smelled bad, and even my kids were like, Mom, when is that going to be done? So I thought I would put it in our downstairs sunroom greenhouse this time. Here's how I do the dehydrator. I'm a little bit nervous about things like this, so I will let it go until I head into bed tonight. Then I will turn it off, and then I turn it back on. That's just how I've done it. I've had no issues doing it that way, and that's how I will continue to do it. And then it will probably go, if I did cut up the serranos, the ones that were big, I did cut them up smaller. My guess is it will go all of the rest of tonight till much later. And then it will probably be done late tomorrow night. I feel like last time it took about, you know, that 36-hour mark. So peppers do take a bit, even though they're small, they do take a bit. So let me show you, actually here I can just quickly turn it on. This was a dehydrator that was given to me. It's a very simple dehydrator. There's actually no settings other than on and off. For us, for what we do, this works great. It really does. I have no issues with it. However, dehydrating food in general is actually not my most favorite preservation method. Partly because of the size of our family. We have a really big family. So for me to, we dehydrated all of the trays. They were loaded with strawberries and blueberries. Yeah, like that just does not last us very long. So something like this, I love it for. It'll be great. But much other than that, I am just like on my list. It's further down the line, but on my list is for food preservation is a freeze dryer, a nice freeze dryer, because I know we're going to use it. So that just means we wait and we save up for that. So that is on my list. In the meantime, for these peppers, this will work great, and I'll just add them to my jar, and that is what we'll use. My guess is that little jar, I mean, I don't go through an astronomical amount of that. My guess that one jar of all the peppers that we grew ourselves will probably last us maybe a year, and that's perfect for me. So anyway, I do think when my camera stopped, I was also talking about seed preservation just really briefly, because we have this all set up, as well as a baseball glove and as well as a knife. I have no idea why that's on here, and a Sharpie, because that makes sense, right? Anyway, these were the hollyhock seeds. I think I had mentioned these are the cilantro, sweet marjoram, and pesto basil. I still have seeds that I am working through upstairs, and that's just, yeah, exciting. All the things that we were able to save this year from our own garden. Not to mention, when you can save your own seeds, like each one of these, one hollyhock flower, I don't even know, I should count. I mean, you're gonna get off of one stalk alone hundreds of them if you wanted them. You probably don't want that many hollyhocks, but you could, and that's just kind of lovely. I grow hollyhocks because they're beautiful. I grow hollyhocks because they're really simple and pollinators absolutely love them. So it's a great flower to have around. And then this is the poorly neglected potager garden. This whole area, in all transparency, has been quite neglected. I made sure that we were using what we could, but to be honest, I need to spend a lot of time out there next year. We are going to rebuild, I think, more. Obviously, that guy right there is in really rough shape. The second one in, Jason rebuilt this past year. All the rest of them, I mean, there's a couple more that are in bad shape. The rest of them are holding on, but they just all need to be redone. And my goal is to keep this, our kitchen potager garden, and then over there, like this is real life here. So we had this wall. I actually like that, the sedum, the tall grasses, I love those, they're beautiful. On the other side of that wall is to make that an area, I mean, really, truthfully, that hill is quite dangerous. I'd go out there right now, but it's terribly windy and really cold. That hill, my kids like sliding down it. We're gonna be building a slat wall and a fire pit, and then the herbal garden is right there. Just making it a really super cozy, beautiful sitting area. All on the list, all on the list. That list is ever growing. I'm sure there's many of you that are in that same boat. So nothing crazy today, but I am trying to get back into the habit of doing this. We actually do like going back through these and just looking and seeing the progress. It really is life-giving to see, like, okay, no, we've made progress. You know, the other day I mentioned in the video that, you know, our sweet potatoes are pretty much a wash. To be honest, I might just put them in the compost and let the chickens have their way with them. I don't really know. There just isn't even enough, I don't think. Once I really looked at them, I don't even know if there's really enough for us for one meal. But if that's all we documented, then I'd be like, what's even the point? But it's not. And while that was a wash, and I can point out so many things that were also a wash, we still have learned so much, and it's been really eye-opening to just see the soil and what we're actually working with, and that we've made progress. We have. I mean, these tomatoes are testament of, okay, no, we've made progress, but we still have some ways to go. And I think you could probably say that in every single one of these vlogs, like, progress has been made, but we do have a long way to go. One thing I'm excited about, though, for next year, is, actually, have I shown you this? I'm pretty sure I did this on I'm a photographer, if you're new in this space. I think I showed this, sorry, very random. These are my black strawberry tomatoes from this year. They were such an incredible crop. Like, I will absolutely grow these next year. I mean, really such a healthy plant, which was fascinating because not all my tomato plants were healthy, but man, these guys were. A little bit of a more smoky flavor, not quite as sweet as like a yellow, but not as earthy as a full-on black one anyway. Look at this. This is like photography in the garden world. So you have your tomato, the vine where it's attached, and then where you can see that top part, look at what the sun has done. It leaves its own imprint. I think that's amazing. Here, let me see if I can get it to focus better. Yep, there we go. I think that's amazing. That is photography. So anyway, I have no idea what I was saying. Let me think here for a minute. One thing I'm excited for next year. I ordered my tulips this year. I ordered my tulips for next year today, was what I was trying to say. And I'm really excited because I had this vision in my mind. I'm not gonna tell you for what, but I do have this vision in my mind for out front of something that I want to do. And I ordered tulips because, and daffodils, and actually some ranunculus, those spring flowers, the ones that like pop their head out first. It's such, I know every spring, it's this sign of life, like, oh no, we're coming back, it's coming after a long winter. So I'm really excited I can't wait to tell you more as this area unfolds. I have this vision in my mind of what I want it to be, a really special garden and for a very special purpose. And the tulips are gonna be part of it and all the other early spring blooms. So anyway, that was exciting. And Eden Brothers is having a sale. So if you happen to watch this in time, head over to their website. Their code is on the website. I think it was like thanks20. It was 20% off, THX20. But they were having that. This is in no way sponsored. I have no affiliation with them at all. It's just a really good sale, and I've had really great luck with Eden Brothers for things like that. What else did I get there? I think all of my, oh no, I don't think, anyway, I've ordered a lot of things through them and they've been really great. So, I'll end this now. This video is long enough. Just a little update on all the peppers and where we're at and just whatnot. I hope you guys are having a great day, enjoying this fall weather. I went walking this morning, and I think because this season is so short, it's like, I just want to document every single day of it. So anyway, hope you're enjoying it, and I will just talk to you next time. So see you later.